Hello people, welcome to the lesson plan video for T pattern problem. As you can see, this is a visual pattern recognition problem for level 1 students. And now we are going to see what is the big problem that we have here. So how blocks are needed for figure 20? If this figure or this pattern keeps on increasing, what is the number of blocks that are actually needed for figure 20 is the big problem that we have. Now we'll move into the agenda. We'll skim through it quickly and understand how our lesson is going to look like in action. We request all of you to pause and go through each section and its description. I'm also taking a pause here, after which we will mention the highlights of each section. Yes, so the first section we have is the notice and wonder routine, where we ask our students to observe the pattern, observe the T pattern, and make notes of anything they see or any question they have. In the next 10 minutes, the students will extend the pattern to figure 4, where they will visually and verbally explain how did they see the pattern going. And after that, the students are going to predict for figure 6. Once they're done with the prediction, they will verify if their prediction was right or wrong. And here we will also discuss the different strategies the students have used to predict for figure number 6. With that, we move into our big problem, just to predict for figure 20. And we have a total of 10 minutes there. Lastly, we do a closing where we do a quick recap and reflection of what we have learned in it. So now let's move into our lesson. The first section we have is the notice and wonder routine, where the students are going to observe these images and they are going to answer two questions. They are write down three things that they notice in the image and any one question that they might have here. And the notice and wonder routine is for 10 minutes. How the time division looks like. And a few things to always remember when we are doing this routine. Please pause and go through these pointers. And by the end of the notice and wonder routine, we are establishing that the pattern is growing, number of blocks are increasing. And once we have established this, we conclude the notice and wonder routine by pausing our big problem, which is how many blocks are needed for figure 20. And when we pause the big problem, we introduce the students to the problem solving strategy, solving a simpler problem. To solve a simpler problem, first we are going to extend the pattern to figure 4 and describe how did we extend it. So we have a total of 10 minutes here. We give them instructions and the students are going to work in their pairs. While they are working, they will extend the pattern to figure 4 where they actually draw it and they draw this in the grid sheet which is already in their handout. So while the students are drawing, ask them to color the different parts or different blocks which they actually see are increasing. And once they have drawn it, they discuss with each other. They will verbally and visually describe how did they see pattern growing to figure 4. And while the students are working in their pairs, make sure to walk around the room and take notes of what the students are writing and drawing. So now we are going into predicting for figure 6. We have a total of 16 minutes here. The students are going to work in their pairs where they will actually predict for figure 6 without drawing. So when you're giving instructions here, make sure that you're telling them or reminding them what actually prediction means. So in the first half of their work time, they will be only predicting, they will not be drawing. Once they have come up with a number for the number of blocks for figure number 6, after that they will draw and verify for figure number 6. And once they are done with the work time, we call them back for large group sharing, where we invite a few students to share the different strategies they have used here. Predict. Now students might come up with very interesting strategies here. Make sure that everyone in the class is paying attention to the students and the different strategies they are sharing. Now here we are also going to discuss a few strategies our students might come up with. Let's see what they are. The first strategy is repeated addition. If you can closely observe these figures, The difference between the figure 2 and figure 1 is actually three blocks in on either side and on bottom. Similarly, if you look at figure 2 and figure 3, when we compare them, you can see that figure 3 has three black blocks on either sides and down. So with this, the students reach the conclusion that the number of blocks are increasing by 3 in every figure. And it's very much clear from the table also. So for figure 1, there are a total of 5 blocks. Figure 2 has 8 blocks and it's increasing by 3 every time. So to find the number of blocks for figure 6, the students will keep on adding, yeah, till figure 6. And the final answer they get here is 20. The number of blocks is 20. So this is one strategy the students might use. Now, one thing is we can use this strategy for smaller numbers, but when it comes to big numbers, it becomes a time consuming process to keep on adding from the beginning till the end. So this and hence this is a less sophisticated strategy we can say. The next strategy is that where the students will observe the figures and they will divide the T pattern in one figure into different parts like top left, top right and bottom. And it's very much clear from the images given here. If you can look at the top left and top right blocks, they're actually equal to the figure number, right? So if you can look at the figure number 1, top left has one block, top right has one block, and that is actually equal to the figure number. And similarly, it follows the same pattern for other figures as well. Now, when you look at the blocks in the bottom, which are shaded in light gray here, they're actually 1 plus the figure number. So for example, if you look at figure number 1, there are two blocks which are shaded in light gray in the bottom part. Similarly, this pattern is also followed in the upcoming figures as well. Now let's look at figure 6 in that case. So figure 6, so based on our observation, we have understood that on top left, we will have the number of blocks equal to figure number, which will be 6, and top right also 6. Now in the bottom part, the number of blocks will be plus 1 to the figure number, which is 6 plus 1, 7. And in the center part, you can see one extra. So when we add all of them, 6 plus 6 plus 7 plus 1, it gives us a total of 20. So this is another strategy our students might come up with. Also, in the interest of time, we will not be discussing other strategies here, but do make sure to go through the teacher reference. It has other strategies also. Yeah. And with this, we are moving to actually solve our big problem, which is to predict for figure 20. We have 10 minutes here. The students are going to work individually and in their teams here. So in the first 4 minutes, ensure to keep a timer here and tell them that in the first 4 minutes, they're going to work independently and they are going to predict for figure 20. And after the timer rings, in the next 4 minutes, they are going to discuss with their partners what is the prediction they have, and they will also verify their prediction using different strategies which we have previously discussed. So, with that, we are coming to the closing of our lesson for the next 10 minutes. First 5 minutes, we do a quick recap. Maybe ask the students to first discuss in their pairs, and after that, we take responses using the cold calling technique and make a list of the steps we followed in the lesson today. After that, we do an individual reflection for the next 5 minutes. Where we ask the students to work on the reflection question which is already given in their handbook. For the reflection question, please do refer to the handbook. And after the students have independently worked on their reflection, if we have time, ask the students to discuss with their partners what are their thoughts and reflections. Yeah. So with that, we have reached the end of the T pattern problem. We hope that you enjoy this lesson along with your students. Thank you. Bye bye.